Is everything else feeling okay in our bodies, in our minds, in our breath? We feeling all right, steady this morning? Nice. Are we happy to move around a little bit? Yeah, cool. There's a little bit of everything in our practice today. And I just want it to be a really nice feel-good flow to set us up for the day nicely. And you might have seen how this week I want us to really kind of lean into this sense of like feeling unlimited in time and space and feeling like you can just drift through time and space. You can take up, of course, as much space as you wish to, but also take up as much time as you wish to. I think this time of year, especially when there is a lot going on and schools have now broken up, there's this rush to do everything and make the most out of the summer season. And I kind of said last night that it's weird that schools have only just now broken up, because I feel like summer should be now coming to an end. You know what I mean? It's a bit weird. Time feels very strange right now. So honoring that maybe time feels somewhat rushed, or again, there's just a lot of noise and we perhaps feel like we have to fill up every hour in our day. Perhaps just reminding ourselves that that's not the case. I know the sun is there and we want to get out and enjoy it, and of course you will do, but still giving ourselves time to just be, just chill out. You know, savor the slowness of the season and all that. So yeah, a real nice feel-good flow, and feeling as though you can float your way through the various shapes and movements here and there. There's going to be a bit of balance in there, so if you're feeling a little bit unsteady on your feet today, doesn't matter. Okay, stall it out, have your own little dance, it's fine. There might be some stronger moments in there, we'll see how we feel. There might also be some more specific hip mobility in there as well, but in general, just a nice feel-good flow to set you up nicely for your day. Yeah, does all sound okay? Stunning. You're going to start in a child's pose to begin with, and I know child's pose isn't always the most comfortable of shapes, all right? So you can come into it initially, and if you feel like that compression across the hips or there's a tightness across the lower back, if it doesn't feel like it's serving, do feel free to come all the way down onto your bellies instead, okay? And just extend the legs out ahead of you. Okay. But wherever you are or however you arrive here, just let yourself arrive. Let yourself land, breathe, be, and of course settle into this space that is yours. Settle into this space, this moment, knowing that the rest of the day can wait. And there's nowhere else we need to be, there's nothing else we need to do. Just be here for now. So of course, maybe picking out more and more details to do with this one moment. And in that, gradually leaving behind your morning so far, moments that have already gone by. And of course, leaving behind the rest of the day, what is yet to come, what might happen, what might be. Let's just focus in on what is now. And maybe feeling as though you can literally press that pause button and fully exist in this moment. And maybe that's exactly what's needed today, a moment, an opportunity to just soften without always rushing to the next thing, the next task, the next moment. Allow time to almost be somewhat suspended here. Notice what exists in the pause, what you're greeted by in the pause. Of course, greeted by the mat, the earth beneath you, and how the earth rises up to greet you, rises up to hold you, to support you, and of course, just letting it hold you. You don't have to hold yourself to any certain standard or expectation. You don't have to hold yourself in any way whatsoever here. But of course, letting yourself be held. And of course, you might gradually lean into that ebb and flow of your breath. The inhales, the exhales. And perhaps this is where we start to consciously slow things down even more so. Slowing down each breath, indulging in the inhale, indulging in the exhale. Again, there's no need to rush anything here. And so seeing how this slow, steady pace of breath can have that direct influence on that of your heart. And maybe the heart has been somewhat racing recently. Maybe there have been moments of adrenaline, moments where we'd need to suddenly dash somewhere. So of course, letting everything settle, knowing that the heart will continue to beat just for you, the lungs will continue to breathe just for you. But again, there doesn't need to be this endless rush or race. Ultimately, throughout this practice, we're cultivating this feeling, this sensation that you have all the time you could possibly need. So drag out that inhale. Drag out that exhale. And maybe there's moments throughout the practice where you can drag out the movement. Really enjoy the transition from one place to the next. So welcome that into the body, welcome that into the breath. And just see how softly, how steadily we can float our way through. So of course, let's just take a couple more and see the places the breath travels to within. Perhaps by slowing down the breath, we notice more, we feel more, we notice those little shifts within maybe. And of course, on the exhale, that sigh out, notice the places that release, that's loosening off the grip, that's surrendering maybe. And then again, taking another steady breath in. Steady breath out. One more time, big breath in. And a big breath out. And then of course we'll start to welcome little bits of movement into the body. And start moving in a way that just makes sense and keep it so small, so subtle to begin with. Your movements might not even be visible to the outside eye. Maybe there's a gentle roll across the forehead, almost that you can roll out the forefront of your mind and anything that's occupying that precious headspace here. Maybe a little wriggle through the fingertips. You might just feel the different textures beneath your fingertips, even your clothing against your skin or the texture of your mat beneath your fingertips maybe. And gradually those fingertips might start to creep a little bit further forwards, like you want to reach further towards the top of the mat. And with that, of course, creating a little bit more length and space through the sides of the waist. And of course, the hips, they're going to continue sinking back towards the heels as best as you can. And let's allow this movement to softly take us somewhere. So maybe those fingertips start to just gradually reach towards the top left corner of the mat. Maybe they even come off the mat here. Feel the smooth kind of wood beneath your fingertips again. Notice the change in temperatures and again, the change in texture. And you might just initially arrive into a certain variation, kind of reaching towards that left diagonal, but maybe every so often, the fingertips gradually creep a little bit further towards that left diagonal. Taking up more space, knowing that you don't have to limit yourselves to this rectangle that you happen to be on. You can reach beyond that, you can grow beyond that should you wish to. Nice. And again, those big drinks of breath into that right side body. Feeling the ribs expand, the back body ever so slightly lift. And the exhale to again, just drop it in. And then on your next breath in, gradually creep the fingertips back to the center and again, take your time with it. Knowing that or sensing perhaps we're going to make our way across to the right side, but enjoy that journey across. So when you're ready, creep those fingertips over to the right. Nice. And again, you don't have to be limited or contained by the mat. You can reach beyond this. Allow yourself to softly, slowly become uncontainable, unlimited, unbound. With every kind of steady reach out ahead of you, with every deep inhale. Noticing how there's all these little invitations here and there to further deepen your experience. So again, another slow, steady breath in. Slow, steady breath out. Okay. And then again, take your time as you create the fingertips back through the center. Nice. And maybe take another little pause here, perhaps. Again, bum resting back towards the heels, feet, fingertips reaching forwards towards the top of the mat, maybe. One more inhale. And that breath out. Nice. Okay, we're going to start to rise up here. And as you do so as you inhale, rise up to this curved spine. So you're going to tuck the chin towards the chest. You're going to tuck the tailbone under. So sending those shoulder blades high, high, high to the sky. And then slowly shifting the weight forward. So it's going to be a gradual roll of the hips down towards the earth. You can soften through the elbows here. And for those, you kind of ripple the body down towards the mat. And the heart space continues to shine out ahead of you. So you're kind of rippling down into your cobra. Legs can freely lengthen back behind you, baby. There's a little pinch of those shoulder blades together. And you take another big breath in. And then as you exhale, of course, you're going to reverse it. You're going to start to press down to the hands, tuck the chin towards the chest. Can we again find that wave to the spine, that rounding through the back? And then nice and easy, ripple it all the way back. So bum back towards the heels, feet, and again back into that child's pose. Beautiful. As you sink it back there, think about the body being drawn in those two different directions. So again, hips back, fingertips forwards. And then it's the same idea. So again, on your next breath in, start to rise, rounding through the back. Notice how good that feels through the spine, that sequential movement. And again, keeping the chin tucked towards the chest until that last moment. So again, hips start to roll down, elbows start to soften. Heart space starts to shine through. And then again, gazing just slightly out ahead of you. Don't need to be jutting the chin forwards, keeping the back of the neck nice and long as well here. Take another big breath in. And then we go again, exhale to push the ground away, tuck the chin towards the chest, and again round through the back. Beautiful. Maybe already finding various kind of clicks and cracks and clunks here and there. Beautiful, nice. And again, melting it back into that child's pose. Let's take that one more time, one more full round. So again, inhale to roll it up through the spine, nice. And again, find that wave. And if you wished, you can keep the arms a little bit longer here. Doesn't mean you have to, but perhaps seeing how it feels to come into your perhaps fuller cobra. Maybe just a slight soft bend for the elbows. And again, hips heavy to the earth. One more big breath in. And then as you exhale, again, let's tuck the chin towards the chest, tuck the tailbone under, rounding through the back, and again, one final child's pose here. Beautiful. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, softening back into a very similar place to how we started, but maybe already slight differences here and there. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Nice. As you inhale, nice and easy, rising up onto your hands and onto your knees. Neutral spine here maybe. Have a little shift of weight forwards in towards those fingertips so you can tuck the toes under. Then it is going to be your downward facing dog from here. So you're going to gradually start to fly the hips back and up to the sky, into that upside down V shape. And of course, we can find some more movement here. It's entirely up to you. So ask yourself, what is it that you need out of this practice? What is it that you're hoping to invite into this practice? And again, perhaps it is this kind of sense of just feeling good in the body, feeling connected to your body, feeling connected to your breath, to your movement, feeling connected to the moment. Beautiful. So again, whether that means allowing a little wriggle, a pedal out to the feet, to bend through one knee then the other, or perhaps it means taking a deeper breath in and that big sigh out. Beautiful. Literally, what does feeling good in the body feel like for you? Okay. Nice, and what can we do to welcome it in that feel-good feeling? You're going to take one more big breath in. Big breath out. Nice, well done. And then from here, you're actually going to firmly plant down to the feet. Let's walk the hands back towards the feet here. So slowly the heels are going to melt down towards the earth. Knees can soften, the fingertips can drag back towards you. And maybe you want to catch hold of opposite wrist, opposite elbow, and take a slight sway of the torso from side to side. You could do. And of course, noticing that stretch through the backs of the legs. Nice. Okay, keep some softness through the knees. Keep the head heavy, taking as much of that torso sway side to side as you'd like to. Take another big breath in. Big breath out. Okay, nice. Now from here, you're gonna let go of opposite elbows. Maybe your left fingertips come down to the earth. You could bring a block underneath if you wish to, okay? But left hand down towards the earth, and you're gonna take a nice big sweep of this right arm back and up, lengthening to that right leg as you go. Keep sinking into that left knee, beautiful. And as you're rolling that right shoulder back to stack on top of the left, let's also have a slight roll of that right hip back. It's gonna allow you to get into that attachment point of those hamstrings a smidge more, beautiful. And then again, another steady breath in. And then as we exhale, let's quite simply dive that right hand all the way down, change it over. Okay, so right hand to the earth or to a block, and then that left arm sweeps back and up to the sky, beautiful. And again, savor the moment. So you've got a little pause within the shape. Okay, so savor the time here, savor the whatever's offered to you here. So you can also add in your own little bits of movements here and there. Again, that shrug of that left shoulder back, wriggle through the fingertips, so roll through that left wrist perhaps. Nice, up to you. Take another big breath in, big breath out. And then of course from here, diving that left hand all the way back down. Beautiful. Have an inhale to halfway lift. So you're gonna slowly start to ripple up to the spine, just about halfway. Think about lengthening the crown of the head towards the top of the mat maybe. And then of course, as you exhale, slowly ripple it all the way back down. Bending through the knees, you're gonna have this gradual crawl of the hands forwards, just back into your downward facing dog, nice and easy. See how those fingers kind of spread wide along the earth, nice. And again, maybe pressing the bum to the back, the belly back to the thighs, the heart back towards the shins, nice. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Okay. And perhaps just 3 of these. As you inhale, you're gonna rise it up onto the balls of the feet. Now again, think about this rounding through the spine, tuck the chin towards the chest, tuck the tailbone under. And you're gonna slowly lift the hips up and over this imaginary hurdle, softly wave it into your plank, nice. And then lengthen through the body as best as you can, take a big breath in. And then as we exhale, we're gonna wave it back up and over that imaginary hurdle back into your downward facing dog. Beautiful, so that's one. You're just gonna take 2 more. So again, inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet first. Up and over that imaginary hurdle. Exhale, just into that nice long line, beautiful. Full breath in. And then again, exhale, send the hips back and up, downward facing dog. So a little bit more strength, kind of welcomed it into the moment. Nice, you've got one more. Inhale, rising up and over that imaginary hurdle. Exhale, soft, steady wave into that plank, that nice long line. Beautiful, breath in here. And then of course, exhale to send the hips back and up. Downward facing dog, beautiful. So of course, trusting your strength in those moments, beautiful. And perhaps reminding ourselves that strength and softness can coexist together. So another breath in. And then as you exhale, again, you're gonna have that slight soft bend to the knees, walk your hands back towards your feet. So again, hands back towards the feet, ending up in that standing forward fold towards the back of the mat. Beautiful. Maybe there's already a slight difference here. Maybe there's more space to the backs of the legs. Maybe the crown of the head can dive down to the earth with a bit more ease, maybe. And again, you can take any extra little wriggles that you might like to. Full breath in, full breath out. Okay. And then from here, you're gonna bend through the knees. We're gonna take that roll all the way up to the spine, stacking up bone by bone. And again, drag it out, take your time, enjoy it, beautiful. Head eventually rises. And of course, we're gonna drop those shoulders down away from those ears. Beautiful, you're gonna take a nice big breath in, sweep the arms up to the sky. Nice, grow taller and taller, super. And of course, you can have a little moment here just to get further into that side body, and we will get into the side body a bit more in a moment or so. But just explore that space up and above, this space that you are more than capable of taking up, and there's no limit as to how much you can grow here. So again, little reach up high through one arm then the other. Take another big breath in. Big breath out. Nice. And then from here, your left hand is going to take hold of your right wrist. You're going to lengthen through that right hand side. And then as you exhale, lean it up and over towards the left. Beautiful. Perhaps initially you shift the weight in towards that right foot to kind of glide the hips over to the right side of the room. That might give you a slightly stronger stretch to the side body maybe. Breath in here. Breath out. And then keep leaning to the left, but just shift the weight back in towards that left foot. So you can now cross that right foot back behind you, okay? Let it cross over to the left back behind you. And then from here, let there be a sink into that left knee. And as that happens, send your right hip around and down, but heart space around and up. Beautiful, nice. So ever so slightly lifting the chin away from the chest. And of course, take another big breath in. Big breath out. Nice. As you inhale, you're going to rise up. And then just nice and easy, step that right foot back in underneath you. With that, take a nice big stretch up to the sky. Release the wrists. And as you exhale, you're going to cactus through the arms. Beautiful. Draw the elbows down in line with your shoulders. Keep sending the heart space up high to the sky. One more breath in. And as you exhale, it's going to be a nice and easy rain of the fingers all the way down. Beautiful. Maybe there's a slight soft bend to the knees, and then take a real nice shoulder roll here. So lift the shoulders forwards and up towards the ears. Exhale, back and down, maybe twice more. Inhale, forwards and up. Exhale, back and down. One more time. Inhale, forwards and up. Exhale, back and down. Beautiful. From here, inhale, nice big sweep of the arms. Again, widen up to the sky. See if you can take up even more space here, maybe. Beautiful. And then from here, right hand taking hold of the left wrist. Okay, so of course, lengthening through that left-hand side and leaning up and over towards your right. Beautiful. So again, maybe shift the weight in towards that left foot initially. Beautiful. Notice where you feel the stretch most. Is it higher up towards the shoulder? Is it lower down towards the hip? Wherever it is, send the breath there. One more inhale. One more exhale. And then inhale, keep the lean to the right, shift the weight to that right foot, and then of course cross that left foot behind. Beautiful. And then again, you might feel like you're rising up initially, so again, create that lift up through the chest, but then again, sink into that right knee, send that left hip around and down, heart space continues to go around and up. Beautiful. Okay, take another big breath in, big breath out. Nice. Inhale to rise it up through the center. And again, you're going to bring that left foot back in and underneath you. Release the wrist. Nice big stretch up to the sky. And then again, draw the elbows down into that cactus shape. And as the elbows draw down, heart space draws up. Maybe tuck the tailbone under, shift the weight towards the toes, drive the hips forwards just a little bit. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, raining the fingers all the way down. Beautiful. Have just one more shoulder shrug here. Inhale, circle them forwards and up. Exhale, back and down. And then from here, there's going to be a slight soft bend to the knees. Think about sending the bum back. You're going to melt the torso up and over, back into that forward fold. So really kind of finding these soft sequential movements, just how they lead kind of one into the next, all right? So of course, as you come to this forward fold, enjoy that sway of the torso from side to side. Enjoy a slight shake or nod of the head. Beautiful. Slowly finding more and more of that freedom in movement, that freedom in space, that freedom in breath. Nice, you got one more breath in. Breath out. Nice, from here, inhale, halfway lift. Have that steady ripple on up, fingertips to shins. Exhale, gradually ripple it all the way back down. Beautiful, really well done. From here, bend through the knees, and you're gonna walk the hands back out ahead of you, and you're gonna bring it back into your downward facing dog. Nice. And again, slight difference here, maybe, but root down through those fingertips. Press the belly back to the thighs, heart back to the shins. Big breath in here. Big breath out.